looking to put Swansea to the sword tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking of last week, before we dive into this game, let's take a quick look back at what happened when Cardiff Met welcomed Loughborough to Cyncoed campus.
Rhys Malone to kick us off, and he has here at Cyncoed. The ultras are filled at the opposite side of the gantry here, and the atmosphere is, well, as brutal as ever. Loughborough against the post, but Cardiff Met stand strong. Loughborough one more. They keep it tight, and they're over the line. An early try for the visitors.
Unfortunately for Cardiff Met, that wasn't the start that they would have wanted.
Roberts looks for Gus Patterson short. He's driven back, but another penalty for Cardiff Met as Morgan looks to go quick. He's beat the one, he's beat the two. Is he over? Yes! The referee says yes. Met get their first try of the game.
And that's what you want from your scrum half. We've seen it time and time again from Rory Morgan.
Loughborough holding strong with their defence as Rory Morgan dictates the tempo for his forwards. Morgan now looking to utilise it out wide, and Benji Williams crosses for the home team.
Benji Williams back into the squad as well. He deserves a mention, and he's got himself on the scoreboard. That's obviously going to go over there, which it does, and now there is one score in it.
The ball's kicked out of play, and Cardiff Met have won it all.
Absolutely brilliant stuff here at Cyncoed, Steph. My favourite game that I've been to here. I'm sure the same for you.
Yeah, a huge win last week for Met. How good was that, Steph?
Yeah, it was good. Like, dominated them up front, gave the backs a chance to score, and then, as you saw, Rory scored a good one off the front foot because our forwards just put us in the right position, and that was the story of the whole game, really.
Yeah.
Forwards put us in the position to have a look out wide.
Yeah, absolutely. A few of us caught up with the captain, Ewan Guy, after the game last week. He was seen to be overcome with emotion. Just how much does getting back to winning ways mean to the whole club? Yeah,
look, we had a draw and a couple of losses on the bounce, and last week was really important for us for the rest of the season, just to flip that switch back into winning games and getting that mentality where we know we are good enough and we just got to show it out on the pitch. So yeah, it was massive for us last week.
Another thing Ewan mentioned was the support of the ultras. You can see a few of them have started filtering in already tonight. Yeah. How good is it to play in front of fans like that?
They're incredible. Every week, rain, snow, cold, hot, they're always there, and playing in front of them just gives you that extra buzz. And it's cliche, but they are the 16th man, and they make a massive difference when you're playing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a little bit of footage there at home for the viewers. It's always great to see that thunderclap happen at the end after a victory as well, and hopefully another victory coming tonight. Yeah,
I think so. I think coming off of last week, I've been in training all week, obviously not training because I'm injured, but looking around and there's a good buzz about us. Everyone looks sharp and they're switched on tonight.
Yeah, one thing I think people will be looking at is that forward pack. I know a lot of the backs get a lot of credit usually for the victory. They get the plaudits with the wingers and so forth, but how good was the scrum and the forwards last week in deciding the victory against Loughborough?
Yeah, look, it was massive. I think it was Joe and Ben up prop with George hooker, and they dominated them. We had loads of penalties off it, which meant we could put ourselves in a good position to go and score in their half. And like these videos you see, we just dominated them the whole game.
Yeah, we see, as you mentioned there, Joe Cowell, just see him appearing on screen. How good is it to play alongside a man like him? Or how good is it for the boys when you're not out there to play with him when he's in such good form?
Yeah, look, he's a massive part of our team, obviously captain last year. But this year, really, he's been smashing it, playing really well week in, week out. So having him on the pitch is definitely a boost for us.
Definitely. And another man in form is fellow American, Brandon Harvey. He's another back, and we sent Cardiff Met reporter Stefan Leonard to catch up with him this weekend.
Right, Brandon, thanks for joining me at the relatively cold Park this morning.
first, before we start, talk about last Wednesday, that win against Loughborough. What was the game like?
Yeah, it was huge. Coming into it, we knew we needed a win, especially after the last few weeks. We've been having some trouble, but you know, it's a big game, number 2 in the league. Did pretty well in preseason against them, but can't take that. We got to kind of park that. It's a new team, so came in pretty confident. I'd say coaches and players, so very happy with the win as well.
Right, now let's move on to the important bit, a little bit about you. How does a man from Charlotte, North Carolina get into rugby? How does that come along?
So I grew up in England actually, playing soccer or football, and I got to high school, tried rugby as well, fell in love with rugby more than I did soccer or football, and continued playing from there.
And then you've decided to come halfway across the world to Cardiff Met, to Wales, to a cold Wales. Why Cardiff Met? Why choose that of all the places you could have gone?
Yeah, so I actually had a teammate from my team back in the States come here before I did. Ethan Baker, he was here last year, and he talked to the coaches about me, introduced me to the coaches, told me all about the program and the system here. And
yeah, and it probably helped you made quite a fast impact at Cardiff Met. You made your debut with the championship team as a fresher. What was that like, getting thrown perhaps in the deep end really early on?
Yeah, I was surprised. I feel like not, especially Americans as a fresher, don't get that opportunity quite as fast as maybe I did, but I was ready for it, you know, super excited for it as well.
And then that transition, the hard work paid off. You've chosen to play for the USA under-20s. You captained that side as well.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was truly amazing. Never something really I thought like too early on would actually happen until right before the tour started. So yeah, it was super exciting. It was a great experience. It was a great time with all the boys on the team and the coaches. It really helped me along my way.
So going into this year now, you've really cemented your place with that number 4 jersey on a BUCS Wednesday. Talk about that experience of playing, you know, competitive rugby week in, week out at Fortress Cyncoed in front of those ultras.
Yeah, I would say there's not too many experiences like that, especially that I've ever played. Definitely that I've never played. There's nothing like playing on Cyncoed in front of those ultras and really getting that win as well on Wednesday.
They're about to do their famous run up to the arches. And let's just take a little minute and watch this.
Yeah. We've really seen BUCS Super Rugby develop over the last couple of years, and now we see people from Cardiff Met and beyond leave university with pro contracts. You'll be playing for San Diego Legion when you leave. Talk to us a little bit about that. Are you excited for that opportunity?
I'm extremely excited, especially the weather, you know. But yeah, leaving this cold weather for some nice California weather. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity, I think, for me along my journey. You know, great coaches, great players there, so I'm super excited and ready to start that journey in my life, really.
So just before we finish things off, let's look forward now. You've got Swansea University, a Welsh derby, a South Welsh derby as well, and in the next game. What are the preparations like for that, and what kind of game are you expecting from them?
Yeah, we had a great training session last night as a team, really working on our skills and then also coming in with the same mentality as we did this past week against Loughborough. We've been talking about a dog mentality recently, so coming as a team, working hard for each other is really the goal going into Swansea. So.
Yeah, Brandon Harvey there. He's been in absolutely sublime form. Oh yeah, what's it been like playing with him?
Playing with him is like, it's crazy. The amount of shots he puts in and how hard he hits scares me. I wouldn't want to be playing against him.
No, I've got to ask, what's it like training with him? Because some of his hits are absolutely colossal.
I stay away from him as much as possible. There's no way I'm getting hit by that. But nah, to be fair to him, he doesn't nail people that much in training. He kind of saves it for a Wednesday night when he can take all his anger out.
And a fellow American alongside yourself, there's a few in the squad. How's he and yourself settled into life in Cardiff?
Yeah, look, I think he moved out to the States from the UK when he was about 10, but he's obviously come back for uni. I think he loves it here. He's now got an offer, as we saw there, from the San Diego Legion, and he'll be playing MLR next year. So he'll be playing with the likes of like Mar Nonu. So look, he's put himself in a really good position just by putting out performances out on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone else you think might join him in standout players for tonight, ahead of this game?
Yeah, I think Roma's going to have a good night tonight. You can always bank on him having a good game in front of a crowd, in front of playing against Swansea. I think he'll really stand out, and I think Steph Davis will have a good game as well tonight.
Yeah, and we'll just touch on Swansea. They've obviously come off the back of a couple losses recently, most notably that huge loss, I think 95-8 against Loughborough, who came here and then lost to Met. What kind of reaction do you think they'll have to put on tonight against Met?
Oh, look, they've lost the last couple, so they're not going to want to lose again tonight. So we know they're going to come and try and have a dogfight with us. We've just got to try and stick to our game plan. If we stick to our game plan and we execute, they won't be in it, and it should be a comfortable win for us.
Absolutely, and of course it's not just rugby at stake here, it is bragging rights.
Yeah,
it's a South Wales derby. Does that put a bit of an edge on the game?
Yeah, definitely, but like that's what we look forward to when we can go out there and there's a bit of bragging rights to take, and that's when what I think we play our best rugby, when there's something on the line, and we got something to play for.
Yeah. Do you know much about this Swansea squad yourself? Is there any key players you've been talking about in training and analysis meetings leading up to this one?
Not really, to be honest with you. This week we've just been focusing on what we're going to do. Didn't spend much time in analysing them. Obviously, there are a couple of their moves we've had a look at, but no one in particular. We're just focusing on ourselves. As long as we stick to what we know, then we'll be good.
Yeah, and not the only Welsh derby in the next sort of couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully people at home can still hear us, because the Swansea fans have ramped up the noise alongside the Met Ultras. But it is the Cardiff clash next week as well.
Yeah.
So how important would a victory here tonight be to take into the biggest game of the season for the Archers?
Yeah, look, that's massive as well. Next week's going to be one of our biggest weeks all year. It is every year. If we can come out of this with bonus point win, that's being optimistic. But if we can take that into next week on the back of a win, then we give ourselves a good chance again next week. We've already done them once this year, so it helps our confidence for next week as well.
Definitely. And now, viewers at home may not know, but the Archers, Cardiff Met, do have a weekend squad in the National League as well. Could you tell us a little bit about current form and how things are going in that league?
Yeah, look, next year there's a new league, Premiership. So top 4 of the Champ League, which we're in now, go up to the Prem. So that's been a big focus for us this year as well, not just on a Wednesday, on a Saturday. I think we've only lost 1 or 2 in that league so far. So as long as we can secure top 4 and put ourselves in the Prem next year, that's good for us. This year it's not just about BUCS on a Wednesday. We have got focus on a Saturday team as well. So
yeah, does that keep the players hungry as well?
Yeah, definitely. We know each squad. We're playing for something at the end of the year, so we've got to get top 4 ideally in a BUCS for home quarters, but then we also need top 4 on a Saturday as well to secure our place in the Prem next year.
Great stuff. Well, Steph, I'll let you get back to the team to enjoy this one. Hopefully the viewers at home can hear us above the absolute raucous racket that is being made by both sets of fans. I'll leave you in the capable hands of our commentary team, Rhys Payne and Rhys Stafford.
Thank you.
To a cold Rugby 1 here at Cyncoed campus. Christmas is coming and we've got an absolute cracker for you this evening. It's a South Wales derby in the capital as Swansea University are the visitors. Cardiff Metropolitan come into this game after a monumental victory over Loughborough last week, which ended a run of 5 without a win. The Swans, meanwhile, have struggled in recent times, having lost their previous 4, although they have triumphed in Cardiff already this season. A success over Cardiff Uni is one of their only 2 victories. Joining me on commentary this evening is a man who knows what it's like to play at the highest level, but in hockey. He's represented Wales, he's on the sports broadcast course, and he's got the world's best first name. Good evening, Rhys Payne.
Hey, good evening, pleasure to be here in front of an absolute raucous atmosphere, and I can't wait for an absolutely incredible paced game of rugby. I'm so looking forward to seeing Roma Zeng. He's going to be an outstanding performer. I know it. When the Archers need him most, he has always been there for him. Yes, I cannot wait. Electric backline, Roma Zeng, Davis and Goodwin.
And let's just talk quickly about some of those players to watch you haven't mentioned yet. Vickers Meyer, he's a Dutchman. He had an excellent campaign with the Netherlands. They won the Under-20 Rugby Europe Championship recently, and he's come back, was involved last week and is involved again tonight. Just how impressive is he, and what are you expecting from a 10 this evening?
I'm expecting to control a kicking game. Personally, it's just to put Swans under much pressure on their back line and just to really dictate the tempo, really silence this away crowd from Swansea and actually really dictate the tempo of the game.
And just how important might his kicks be tonight?
Oh, it's always important, especially with the BUCS scoring being so close, and it's amazing.
So now we're going to take a look at the teams tonight. So starting with Cardiff Met, and they make 2 changes to the team that started the victory over Loughborough last week. Danny Milton sticks with the same pack that led the side forward, which includes the experienced Joe Cowell. USA Eagle and man of the moment Brandon Harvey starts in an unchanged second row alongside Gethin Cannon. Ardal Yallop is at 6 and captain Ewan Guy starts at 7. At 8 it's Benji Williams, who's one of the try heroes from last week. In the backs, the other try scorer from last week, Roy Morgan, is at scrum half. He'll link up with Dutchman Vickers Myers, as we've just mentioned. Roma Zeng always catches the eye, he's at 11. The 2 changes to the side are at centre and wing as Jack Walsh and American Porter Goodrun come in. Steph Davis retains his spot at fullback. On to the bench, and the front row replacements are Wood, Murphy and Couch. Barnaby Waddle has, as we believe, passed the late fitness test, so he's available. And keep an eye on Ross Mackay at 23 as well. And on to the Swansea University team. They make 2 changes to the side that lost to Durham last week. One of those is at flanker, where Charlie Herdman comes in. Keep an eye on hooker Will Austin, who's got a Sale Sharks Senior Academy contract, and also keep an eye on prop Max Marshall. He hits very hard. In the backs, Dan Roderick is one of the many in the Swansea team with Welsh Premiership experience. He's at scrum half this evening. The captain for the Swans is the giant Rory Case, who starts in centre alongside Joe Webb. Callum Dodd was named in the side yesterday, but is ill and replaced by Joe Hill. On the bench, Hurley, Zuga and Fafita are the front row replacements, while Bradley Roderick has a wealth of experience playing the Welsh Premiership to add to the game later on. So, as we can see in front of us, the Swans team are out. They went in early, the Met went in considerably later. What will both sides have just said in these last moments leading into the match?
Personally, looking at Swansea, look very relaxed. They look really ready for the challenge, and I think they're really embracing their away fans and going to have a really fast start, I believe, in this game. And I think Met in the changing room right now, getting the atmosphere going, the music probably blaring, and having the diligence going out there first 5 minutes, dictate the tempo, play the style of rugby they want to play, and really impose themselves on this away team.
And obviously it's a South Wales derby, we're expecting a raucous atmosphere. We've already got a raucous atmosphere here. Just how important do you think those fans are going to be?
Always, the Archers are always going to be with them. As you can see right now, they're doing the Poznan. As we see the team coming out now, supporting the boys, running out, making sure everyone in the stands are shouting for their names, and I reckon the fans are going to be with them all the way.
The Archers led out there by Scotland's 20s, their captain, Ewan Guy. He was emotional after last week's game. He'll be hoping to be emotional again tonight after the Met come away with a victory. But will they? Well, we'll find out in the next 80 minutes, Reece.
I am so excited for this game. This is the game I had in my calendar, and I hope everyone's as excited as I am for this game.
Tal Rees has the ball in his hands. The referee is making sure that everything is ready to go. We are indeed, and we are underway here at Rugby 1. As it's a bit scrappy from the kickoff. Lost forward by the Met.
It's a very nervous start.
Swansea get an instant scrum.
Yeah, very nervous start for Met. Swansea really looked up for it, going from kick-off, and we just got to steady the ship, kind of get through the phases, okay, keep them out, and we'll be all sorted.
Scrum half, Dan Roderick will be looking to feed this first scrum successfully. With both forwards looking for an early texture, looking to get themselves into this game.
Absolutely raucous atmosphere. I'm amazed. This is the first time I watched rugby this season here, and it's absolutely blaring loud.
Roderick does feed. It's a fairly solid scrum from both teams. Out into the midfield. Case plays it out wide. It's into Joe Hill, who takes it into the contact. Swans looking to build some phases, looking to build some early momentum. Taken up by Chris Thompson. He's hit hard by Merritt. Reece goes to the boot, charge down, and Reece picks up again. Benji Williams looking to hold Reece up, but he's got the ground. Slow ball for Swansea. Into contact. Merritt tackles again. To the fullback Davis. Big collision there with Gus Patterson. Swans working their way through these phases, trying to find a gap. It's another big hit by Patterson on Davis again. That's an early battle there. Reece goes to boot, but it's straight into Zheng, and now he's got a chance to run. He beats the man, he beats a second, and Roma Zheng is off. He's up over the halfway line.
It was a poor decision to kick from the Swansea, because if they built the phases, they were gaining momentum and territory. So I'm not sure.
Looked a bit high in midfield, but the referee not interested. Steph Davis takes it up. Quick hands, and it's a Joe Cowell. Joe Cowell picks a lovely line. Joe Cowell, he's steaming into the 22. He's offloaded, but it's gone loose. Cleared by Swansea. Deep down into the Met half. That's a brilliant kick from Dan Roderick.
Wow, I tell you what, that is an absolute ferocious start to the game. And I tell you, Joe Merritt for Cardiff Met is up for this battle. 2 or 3 major collisions there, and it was amazing.
What an angle from Joe Cowell as well. Absolutely brilliant. Wow, picks that line wonderfully. And he's got a few wheels for a prop as well.
Big step, big goose step as well. It was not bad from him.
Had the presence of mind to look for support as well. As the line is into Guy, who claims well. Cardiff Met maul it forward. They're getting some momentum, yeah, but ball has gone down. Carried in by Gethin Cannon there. But they've lost the ball. The Swans have turned it over. And they'll look to set an attack here. As it's out into Case. Case breaks the tackle and plays a lovely pass into Joe Hill. It's a good tackle in the midfield by Ardal Yallop. Reece into his prop Morgan James. Reese again. Controlling it from 10. A lovely pass into Case. Reese has stayed down after that. Feeling the impact of that hit. It's been Swansea without the 10 at the moment. And you keep it tight there with Will Austin. Carried in by Dan Roderick. Case playing it fly half. Plays it off to Herdman. Chris Thompson demanded it. Chris Thompson got it. And Chris Thompson takes it into contact. He's met by Ewan Guy. Oh, it's a lovely little pass out the back door, but lost forward by Case. And Gethin Cannon comes away with it for the Met. Surely they won't run it from their own.
They really do need to implement
line.
their kicking game here to get a bit more territory up the pitch, and then we can start to play through the phases.
Vickers Meyer is deep, he's ready for it. But instead they opt for the Caterpillar ruck kick, and Morgan will boot it away. Up into the Cyncoed sky. And out for a line out to Swansea. Well, that was a breathless couple of minutes, Reece.
Absolute breathless couple of minutes, and Rory Chase with an unbelievable offload down below us, right by here. Unbelievable offload to his left-hand side, and he's been a momentous figure in this game so far, leading by example, I'd say, Reece.
Yeah, well, he's an absolute giant. He was down pitch side with him earlier, and he is a real Karen presence there. As the ball comes out into the midfield, into Joe Webb, who takes the contact. Case on the crash into Merritt. It's played wide, picked up by Tim Davis. Runs it to Patterson again. There's a battle and a half. As Roderick looking to snipe. Austin. Met by a wall of Met defence again. Reese. Whoa, big hit there on Max Marshall. We told you you're putting a couple of big hits. He's putting in an attack there. Case goes to the boot. It's long and deep. Will it go dead? The answer is ooh.
Tell you what.
Well, it was a bit closer than we thought it was going to be, but it did, in the end, go dead.
Really good thing about the game so far. I'm really glad to see that Tal Reese is not injured and he's carried on for Swansea. That's a big, big player for the number 10. He makes things tick. The short pass inside, again, to Rory Chase. It was a really big, really good line and really hit really hard onto the Met line.
Yeah, he's a criminology and criminal justice student, actually,
Wow.
Tal Reese.
It's impressive. It's very impressive. I tell you what, as well, Reece, I'm glad I'm not out there today. It's cold and there's some big bodies on that pitch, and I don't think I'll be able to cope.
Yeah, we've already seen a few big hits in the midfield. Both teams setting their stall out early, not giving a yard to either. Cardiff Met have a scrum. It's a good drive forward from the Cardiff Met pack. Picked up by Benji Williams and kicked. Zheng is after it, but runs out in front to him. However, it was deflected, so Cardiff Met will get the ball.
Yes, we get some ball in the second half of the pitch now, in the Swansea half, and we can really build some momentum, because I feel like Swansea have been on top since the start of the game. Okay, so we got 10 minutes in, really good start from Swansea, and Cardiff needs to get the ball in their half now.
Yeah, line out always a good platform for an attack if you could get it right, and Cardiff Met initially do, but a bit of a miscommunication there, I think, between Brandon Harvey and Gethin Cannon, and the ball ends up on the floor.
Brandon Harvey from last week has been instrumental in that win against Loughborough. 17-10, and he impressive tackles, collisions were really high. It was very impressive against Loughborough. So I'm expecting a really big game from him today.
Well, it's Roderick to feed then, and he does. Met get a shove on, and they get the scrum moving forward. But Swansea have managed to get it out. Reese, shaped to kick, but has gone wide.
Ooh, big hit.
Big hit on Case. All a bit loose. And Cardiff Met win a penalty.
What a penalty. And I'll tell you what an absolute collision which set the momentum of that penalty. Really good from Cardiff Met.
Well, I think that was the definition of hospital pass into Case there.
Some of us might say he's criminal.
Meyer gone to the corner. Met will have a line out about 7 metres out. Merritt to feed. He'll go high into Cannon. Cannon collects. Merritt on the wrap. Pulled a good run. Met within a metre of the line. And they'll go back for a penalty.
Oh, here we go.
A late hit
Bit of hands.
under the posts leads to a little fracas. The touch paper has been lit in this one,
go.
Reece.
The South Wales derby. Bit of tensions. Joe Cowell in the centre of it. Loves a good old push and shove.
I think it was a hit as a Swansea player meant to clear the ball.
Just want to say, from that line out, Merritt's angles and the left-hand pass was really, really good to see. Okay, and that is what Merritt has added to his game this season. It's been really good to see.
Cardiff Met have opted for the scrum. They trust their pack.
It's a big pack. It is a big pack.
This is a big moment in the game. The first time that Cardiff Met have put any pressure on this Swansea defence. Will they wilt or will they hold out? Morgan feeds. Met look to get that shove going forwards. They're up over the 5 metre line. Benji Williams picks up, and Benji Williams crashes his way over the line. And Cardiff Met have got the first score in this South Wales derby.
Great try, great pick and roll by Benji there. Absolute brute force over that try line, and a great touchdown as well. So I congratulate to Cardiff Met and especially Benji.
He scored a similar try last week, crashing over from a few yards out. He's a powerful carrier.
Oh, it takes not one, it has to take two to stop him from that distance.
That all came from the dominance of the Met pack, though. They got that shove going forward, and once Benji Williams got on the end of it.
See Yal up there, he was so instrumental in that squeeze, in that rush.
Dan Roderick on the end of it as well. As a scrum half, that's your worst nightmare. Big number 8 running at you.
Surprised didn't run off.
So it's Meyer, the Dutchman, hoping to add the extras. The Swans fans below us putting the pressure on him. Meyer nails it between the uprights, and that means the score 30 minutes into the game is Cardiff Met 7, Swansea 0.
Tell you what, that is absolute ferocious pace start. I keep saying it, the crowds are into it. A bit quiet in the Cardiff Met section, but I think they'll be quietly confident from what they've seen from the pack especially.
Up into Benji Williams, he just scored. Full of confidence obviously as Roy Morgan clears, but clears straight out of play. Benji Williams took that ball outside the 22, and so Swansea will have an instant chance to respond.
Well, Reece, I'm so glad you're here because I did not see that coming out inside the 22. Thank you so much.
Will Austin to feed the line out. Claimed by Swansea, high in the sky. And they get that more going forwards. But the ball's going forwards as well. Lost forwards in the process of setting up the maul. And Cardiff Met will get a scrum.
Reece, they've entered the 22 about 3 or 4 times now, Swansea, and I think they'd be really disappointed in the fact that they haven't actually built an actual good scoring chance. They've had really good dominance in the midfield area of the pitch, but they haven't really capitalised, and I'm really struggling why, because Roderick is a very good scrum half and he will make things happen. I just think it hasn't clicked just yet for the team.
I think that's probably been their story of their season.
Yeah.
You know, they do have some very impressive players. They've got players who've got good pedigree at this level. But it's just not worked for them this season. Whatever they try, whatever's happening, it just doesn't seem to be paying off. Morgan feeds. Williams picks up. Crashes back into Dan Roderick again. I'm not sure you wanted to see him that early on after the last collision. Taken forward by Morris. Morgan will set up for the box kick. Morgan goes high. Claimed well by Joe Hill into the squad late, but he looked pretty on it there. Roderick into Reese, goes to the boot. Davis underneath, claims and looks to get into the attack in phase of play as he bursts through the first challenge, but is well tackled in the end. Swaldens can smell a turnover, but not with Zheng around. He picks up, and it's a lovely little offload from Joe Cowell. Shown some really nice touches so far. The prop. Morris, the other prop. The Swansea sniff a turnover again, and they've got it again. And now they set into an attack. Roderick loose, but finds his way to Bairstow. He's well tackled by man of the moment, Brandon Harvey. Inside pass to Will Austin. Tal Reese juggled but held in the end. Lovely little hands from the Swansea players. Works his way wide. Cardiff Met defence holding firm so far. It's taken into contact by Curry. Case goes high. Not the best kick. And claimed by Meyer, who kicks back into the Swansea half. Claimed again by Case. Little dink this time. Morgan covers. Cardiff Met without a scrum half here. They'll have to get someone in to do it. And Steph Davis is that man. Gives it in to Harvey. Morgan again sets up for the box kick. Into Davis. A grubber from him.
Just turned into slightly a kicking battle. I was interested to see if Cardiff Met continue to kick it or keep the ball in hand. And I think they've chosen to keep the ball in hand, which is a good thing.
Davis, lovely step. He's looking for support. Zheng's on his outside. Zheng has got it. Will Zheng get there? He will.
Yes.
What a score from Cardiff Met. From one side of the pitch to the other. Absolutely fantastic from the Archers. And Roma Zheng, he's been on a bit of a drought recently, but not anymore.
Star boy of Cardiff Met Rugby, Roma Zheng, absolutely put the burners on and said see you later to that winger. It's a great score in the corner, but I will say Steph Davis, the fullback, absolutely majestic on the ball, silky feet, and really good try.
A special try from the Archers in a special game. Absolutely magnificent from Steph Davis initially. It's a lovely step. He dances through that Swansea defence. He had the presence of mind to find the support, and Roma Zheng does what he does best, finds his way over the line.
Burners. I tell you what, Reece, he is rapid. Absolutely rapid, which is amazing to see. So it's a really good try, but I want to just give a massive shout out to Steph Davis.
Well, Zheng has got a pro contract with Harlequin secured. He's finishing his studies here first, but he is a brilliant player. as Maya looks to add the extras. Difficult kick, but he's given it a lot of welly. The Archers fans like it. The assistant referees like it. And that means the score is now Cardiff Met 14, Swansea University 0.
You described the passing from Swansea to be loose in the midfield. They need to be strict in their passing and find passes to play where you can build phases to beat this absolute marauding Cardiff front pack.
Cannon looking to claim, but it just evaded him. Did find the hands of George Merritt though. Cowell. Met look up for this now. Roy Morgan kicks.
It's a great kick, great box kick, great distance on the kick, and again put Swansea in the back foot. The scoreboard pressure is telling. Swansea just need to recompose themselves, get into a group potentially, and actually find out what their principles are playing to get through this tough period of time.
As we see Bradley Roderick add his experience from the bench on early. The Swans faithful claim, a big cheer from the raucous Swansea University fans in front of us.
They've been singing non-stop to be fair to them Swansea fans, even 14-0 down.
Dan Roderick goes to the boot, deep into the 22 and into the hands of the USA man Porter Goodrum, who claims the mark and will have a chance to put his boot to the ball. As that lands right on top of us in the gantry.
Yes, as you can hear, it wasn't no one falling down the stairs, it was in fact the rugby ball on top of the gantry, yes.
The crowd, they're in their fancy dress tonight.
Would you like to look at that, Reece, the old pink hat? Would you wear it?
I don't know, I reckon I could pull it off.
You could pull it off, yeah, maybe, potentially. Yeah, as they say.
Into the line from Swansea. They've done well at the line, actually, so far. Miss Will Austin at the back of it now, looking to control it. Kevin Cannon's in there. And he's got his hands on Austin. And that spells danger, but Austin gets away.
It's great work there by Geffen Cannon. Just to disrupt that Conor Morland presence being there is really, really good.
Curry on the charge. Carried forward by Morgan James, but he's met by a prop combination of Cowell and Jordan Morris. Cowell disrupting it again. He's really up for this one.
Fiery character, old Joe Cowell. He's been absolutely everywhere on the pitch, it seems.
Chris Thompson. Bradley Roderick. Step. Makes a yard or so. Ewan Guy's got his hands over it. Referee says, get him off. Reece into the midfield. Finds his way to Morgan James. Reece again. Good tackle from the Met. Into Charlie Herdman. Roderick. Into Roderick. Taken into the contact by Joe Webb. Oh, but great work at the breakdown from Ewan Guy.
The skipper, the captain, the absolute beast himself, Ewan Guy. I did want to mention though, we did speak to Danny Norton before, and he did say one of the major key areas today is going to be his line speed in defence, and you can definitely tell with the line speed running up to the pitch, they're really quick. And they've been really working on that in training, Reece.
As it comes off the side of Maya's boot, the cheers of the Swans fans below us. But I think the Met, obviously 14-0 up, but they're really up for this one. 23 minutes in case you're just joining us, Cardiff Met have scored 2 tries, a brilliant try from Romajeng from his own half, started by Steph Davis, and a brilliant bash from Benji Williams a few yards out to get his way over.
some may say it's been a tough day in the office for old Dan Roderick. But we hope and we know he's a great player, and he will definitely continue to be a great player, continue the game.
Morgan into Benji Williams again. Swansea smell a turnover, but it's only a smell. It's carried in by Ardal Yarrop. Morgan, lovely out the back door.
Pass into Porter Goodrum.
Oh.
He looked to get it back inside to Morgan, but it's picked up by Joe Cowell again. Morgan.
It's all gone a bit messy. It's disrupted. His hands on it for Swansea, but it's come back on the side of Met as Jordan Morris into the tackle. Cowell. Meyer. Gus Patterson takes it up. Good tackle there from Will Austin. As Zheng off his wing. Hungry for the ball, but lost it forward. As Tal Rees. A little dink, cute, clever, and hacked forward by a Swansea man. It's Porter Goodrum who's got it, and he goes to the boot. Only as far as Joe Hill, who loses it forward. Cheers from the Met Ultras.
The real confidence in this team's flowing. Porter Goodrum with the out the back door pass. It was really satisfying to watch from here, and then it just feeds the confidence into Morgan doing it for Roma Zeng, coming off the wing, creating numbers inside. It's just it's beautiful to see for the Archers fans.
Yeah, I think that win last week against Loughborough has really instilled this confidence back into this Cardiff Met side. They look a different side tonight, and I think they can smell blood here. They can.
Yeah. For sure, and it
really smell a big scoreline potentially.
And for sure, like you go through tough times as a team, but what matters most if you come out of that and you go, you know what, we stick to our principles, and they know they're good players, and the captain, Guy himself, actually takes it upon himself, like he's doing in this game, impose himself and leading from the front.
As that scrum goes down.
The forwards, both sides, been very involved in the loose. But this is what they love doing. They love scrumming down. And
it's always like this. Again, look at all the fans here, and it's a cold night on campus. There's always going to be a forwards game, won't it? Written in the stars.
Joe Cowell, he showed some lovely touches so far this evening. He's an experienced player at this level.
Very experienced.
And he's really enjoying it out there tonight, I think. In from Morgan. A very even scrum there as it comes out to Meyer.
It's a great line. Great line.
Lovely line, as you say, from Gus Patterson. Yallop. Hint of crossing. More than a hint. The referee says it was.
It's a great eye. It's a great eye. But I said it's a great line to start with, Cardiff Met, and I think they'll be confident with that. They're trying moves, they're trying to practice what they do in practice, and it's continuing to work. So, and you've got to credit the Swansea defence there for keeping firm and keeping tight. It's good to see.
As the Swans will get a line out on the 22.
So here we have again on the 22. The Swansea team really need to be tight in their passing, really quick, snappy passing, and we see Cardiff there ready. Just take your time, composure, and then do your play. That's what has to be going for the heads right now.
Well, they've been good in the line-out so far. Will they be good in it again? No is the answer. As it goes long and into the hands of the Cardiff Met hooker, George Merritt. Meyer goes very high. I don't think that tactic worked in the end.
No, it didn't. I don't think he intended to go that high, so, you know, mistakes can happen, but you're 14-0 up, still have your confidence. The Met Ultras, as we see, the Met Ultras are absolutely loving it. Some few hats there, few choice hats.
It's a party atmosphere at Cyncoed campus this evening. Christmas is coming. Everyone's in a good mood.
I didn't see any Christmas hats though, which was a shame. It was only Cowboys.
Well, it's the Cardiff Clash next week. That's on BUCS TV as well.
And you can watch that one. I'm sure there'll be some Christmas hats involved in that.
Yes, and a few Christmas points as well.
Yeah, should be an absolute Christmas cracker. Right, Swansea here with a scrum inside the Cardiff Met 10-metre line. Referee.
Oh, it's a big penalty. Again, momentum switcher. All momentum going the Cardiff Met way. Continuing into the second period of the first half. And it's going to be tough for Swansea. It's an uphill battle from here. They've got to keep sticking to their processes, trust their back line, and just kind of keep going with the flow.
Meyer will go to touch. And
It's
goes
a great
long.
kick.
Very long. Just outside the 22. I actually thought that was going to go slightly further than that, but a brilliant kick nonetheless from Meyer, the Dutchman.
Joe Cowell again, once again leading from the front, first in the line out. This looks like he's going right in the front here. Oh, it's lost. Regained by Cardiff Met here.
Regained. Cowell waits, Cowell collects, Cowell crashes
Another big collision by
into
Joe
about
Cowell.
3 Swansea players there. It's Met are into the 22. It's out to Davis. Davis goes wide to Goodrum. Goodrum inside, but just about tackle there.
It's a great tackle by Alex Bairstow from the team, from the Swans team.
Yallop. Meyer picks out Benji Williams from those runners. Offloads. Morgan goes to the kick into the hands of Zheng. Can he beat the man?
1v1.
Yes, he can.
Never in doubt.
Magic man, Roma Zheng has scored again.
Absolute star boy, Met star boy. You just love him. You know the fans love him. Absolute fan favourite here at Cyncoed campus. Great person and great try. Loves it as well. Double fist pump celebration for the boy. Very happy for him.
Dancing feet of Roma Zheng. Too much for this Swansea defence to handle at the moment. And he gets his second of the game. Absolutely brilliant from the Archers. Clinical again. Feels like every time they get a sniff at this Swansea line, they're over it.
Yeah, spreading the game nice and wide, using their wingers to their advantage and backing them with 1v1 situations is beautiful to see. Great crossfield kick as well.
Benji Williams, a lovely offload. Rory Morgan kicks it wide, and once it got into the hands of Zheng, and he only had one to beat, I think we all knew the outcome.
You got to congratulate Roy Morgan there. It's a great kick with the right boot as well, looking right, looking left side. It's a great kick.
Meyer looking to put 2 more on his tally this evening. It's very high, but wide to the right of the post, and that means the score here is Cardiff Met 19. Swansea University 0. Cannon goes high, but doesn't quite claim. However, he went backwards, and Benji Williams.
He's carried the ball so well tonight, Benji Williams. He's been around the contact in the breakdown area. He's played a really great game.
There's a number of these Cardiff Met players who look bang up for it this evening, and he is one of them. This is into the hands of Joe Hill, beats Merritt. Hauled down by Joe Cowell. Hint of a knock on there, but I don't think the referee quite saw it. As Cowell looks to hold it up. Thompson rescued the situation, flung out. Talreese lined up by Brandon Harvey, but he's got it away. Swans have worked it wide to the hands of Rowan
It's a
Smith.
great tackle.
He's a bit of a speedster.
Really great tackle.
Good tackle on Morgan James by Benji Williams. Merritt tackled.
I think this passage of play here is where Swansea really want to feel. Like in the midfield area, Talreese kind of dictating the tempo of the game. Okay, having the feel for the ball.
The battle in the air. It's claimed by Swans. It's loose. but regathered.
It's a really big final 5 minutes of the game now for Cardiff Met. It's big hit. There we go, Reese. Like that, what to do?
No surprises for guessing who it was. Brandon Harvey again. As Bradley Roderick takes the contact. Just no giving this Met defence at the moment. And in the end, that phase of play ends with a knock-on. And the Swans score will stay at none.
Yeah, Brandon Harvey, once again, just showing what his qualities are. Really big hit, really sets a tempo for the next kind of passages and phases of play, and actually really dictating which side Swansea are going to play down, because he's there and they don't want to play down his side because he's been an absolute monster so far in this game.
Well, so far, feels like I've said the name of almost every Met player about 10 times. They've been absolutely everywhere. So we've spoken about Brandon Harvey a lot before this match. And that was Rory Case, the captain, on the end of it. He's 6'5" himself. He's a bit of a unit to move.
Yeah.
But Brandon Harvey stops for no man.
No worries with Brandon Harvey as he grips onto the 6'5" legs of the captain. And I reckon the Ultras love that tackle as well.
Bit of a break in play for an injury. It's been a hard game for both sides. Both sides have been putting in some hits.
I think Met would be really happy. I think they've handled the ball so well in key areas of the game, and they've been really creative as well, like their crossfield kicking, and they've been mixing their kicking game, and they're not afraid to run the ball out as well. So they back their forwards in their pack, which is really good to see after the 5 consecutive losses. They have a bit of confidence now, which is really good to see.
Morgan feeds. Benji Williams digging there, picks it up, gives it back to Morgan. A lovely step inside. Morgan into the Swansea half.
It's a foot race.
Forward. Goodrum was after it, but so was Joe Hill, who covers well. But every time they look forward, they look menacing, don't they, Cardiff Met?
Rory Morgan, absolute dancing feet. He's going to take all that, hopefully, to Rev tonight. But on the rugby pitch, he's been absolutely fabulous. Beautiful to watch.
And Swansea kick out from their own goal line. Evades Benji Williams, but the flyer Porter Goodwin picks up into Davis. Gus Patterson takes the contact. Morgan flings it into Zheng. Zheng beats a man again, kicks inside. Who's on the end of it? It's Steph Davis.
Davis.
The Met have secured the bonus point inside the first half. They've been rampaging forward. And it's Roma Zheng again involved.
I keep continuing to say it. It's that star boy, Roma Zheng. It's a great step, great decision to kick. And Steph Davis there, you know, he took his time, in my opinion, to grab the ball, waiting for the ball, but perfect opportunity. And it was a great try, really great try.
I think what really set off this attack here was Roy Morgan's pass there.
What a pass, because he gets Roma Zheng into that little half yard. And once you give Roma Zheng a half yard, you're not going to stop it.
No one better, Reese. And again, like you said, that flat pass really runs onto it is class.
As Maya short run at this time.
Oh, easy.
Hammers it between the uprights. And that means the score here at Cyncoed campus is now Cardiff Met 26, Swansea University 0. If you're just joining us, well, you've missed an absolute stormer of a first half from Cardiff Met. Roma Zheng's got a double. He was involved in the try there for Steph Davis. And Benji Williams has also crashed over. And the Met have got a bonus point. But that is the one area of their game that so far I think they'll be slightly disappointed at their kickoffs.
And I think Ian will go into half time with confidence, but with a reality of going. We have to keep doing the same things. We have to keep the kick-off, for example, is whether it's won or lost, in my opinion, in rugby these days. You see from the World Cup, but so far Met have really messed up this kick-off, and we need to basically be a lot better at it. So Ian Garner's going to go in there and be like, play with confidence and no fear, but have a discipline to go out there and concede no tries.
Well, the rain has just begun.
It would not be a BUCS Wednesday without the rain, Reece, I tell you what.
Might have a bit more of a say in the game in the second half. We'll see, hopefully not. The Swans whip it out into Joe Webb. Roderick into Talreese. He goes back on the inside to his number 8, Bob Bray. Roderick picks up the scrappy ball, takes the contact. Good tackle from Joe Cowell again. Ball is slow, but it's into the hands of Charlie Herdman.
Really the Swansea fans getting behind their team. Really good to see. See if we can get a score try
Rory
here.
Case finds a yard, gets through it, and he's
The
up
big man.
towards the line. Is he going to get the ball down? Oh. The ref still hasn't made a decision. He was scrambling around there. In the end,
Rory Chase,
Signalled,
I tell you what,
held
absolute magic feet for 6'5". Really good passage play by Swansea, like we've been saying, Reece, all throughout the game. Just build passages of play, we wait for one break in the line and moving the ball.
so Case, you see, breaks the tackle, and much like saying, once you give him a yard, he's got the quality to make it pay.
And I think Patterson would be really disappointed looking back on a replay. On his inside, lets him step with 6'5", and I think he'd be really disappointed knowing the type of player Patterson is and how high standards he has.
The Swans have regained that from the dropout. Max Marshall. Talreese. Kicked forward. Down towards Davis. He'll let that one run. And it runs all the way dead. And the referee has signalled for half time. And the score at half time is Cardiff Met 26, Swansea 0. What were your thoughts on that first half?
Oh, it was an electric start from both teams. Really great start. 5 minutes in. Roma Zeng being the star boy of the first half. A great try, great assist on a try. And I think Swansea need to regroup, figure out their game plan. Is it going to be kicking game or is it going to be short? I think it's a bit of a mixture of both here, but I think it's really one in the midfield battle. Still at 26 points to 0 to Cardiff Met. It's all to play for.
So we see the men in action here at Cyncoed campus. The women also played today, unfortunately lost against Edinburgh. But now we're going to have a look at their highlights from last week's game here at Cyncoed campus against Exeter.
The ball is out here. Can they get it down? They're closing towards the line here. Good work.
Straight into the post.
The Archers have still got the ball quite close to the try line. Can they get it down? They have!
Brilliant effort there from Cardiff Met.
Cardiff Met will be absolutely delighted. We're all eagerly waiting for the Nicole Marlowe kick here. Can she put Cardiff Met in the lead? And she gets it! Scrum here quite close to the Cardiff Met try line. Very important period of the game. Can they get it out? They have! And the referee signals that time is up. The final score is Cardiff Met 24, Exeter 22. There's loads of happy faces at Cyncoed campus.
There's so much to take away from that game here. We were so back and forth. As in, I think that game had absolutely everything.
Whilst Cardiff Met will be ecstatic, Exeter will be disappointed.
Yeah, what a great win there in the final moments for the women's team last week. And to talk about that, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by SU President and Cardiff Met Women's Ones player Natalia Meir-Roach. Last week's game, wow, what a finish.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to watch. Unfortunately, I'm not playing at the moment, but I think it showcased how much we've worked on discipline. Right up into the last minute, the last whistle, that's what we needed to work on. Pre-match, we've been going into the changing rooms with some work-ons, one of them of which was connect, not leaving the last player short, making sure there's no gaps, and really focusing on that.
Yeah, definitely. And how good is it to win in the last moments with the last kick of the game? A win's always great, but when it comes like that, it doesn't get much better, surely.
No, not at all. I mean, even watching, it was a tight game. You know, the opposition really wanted it, and it was survival of the fittest, I must say. But it's the changing rooms afterwards and going back into training that Friday morning again, the Monday evening. When you see the results, it's that tangible piece of success that really makes you want to go faster.
And speaking of the girls, today they made the trip up to Edinburgh. Can you tell us a little bit about that fixture and what happened up north? Yeah, so a pretty unfortunate loss today. It's something that we didn't expect to see, but we've got some work-ons. Our 10, Nicole, got player of the match. Fantastic game for herself. What one of our work-ons is to get her comms out right away from 10 all the way to the wing, and if we see a set piece play by the opposition, to try and nip that in the bud. So back to the drawing board this week, back into it on Friday. We've got recovery tomorrow, into next week's fixture. Great stuff. Now, moving slightly away from rugby, viewers at home may not be aware, but yourself and myself will be heading out to Zambia next summer as part of the Volunteer Zambia Foundation, run partly here by Cardiff Met. Can you tell myself and a few of the viewers at home just what that organisation is and why it's so fantastic?
Yeah, certainly. So the Zambia Volunteer Project is run by a charitable cause around the UK made up of a Wallace group, with several different UK-based institutions sending 7 to 8 students and staff from universities to go to Zambia for 2 months to work in the local community, sports coaching. I'll be going as a sports development officer, yourself with media and communications. And from now until July next year, we will, as individuals, be raising 2.5k with events, activities, and fundraising pages to try and get funds to go out there, bring sports equipment with each other, and our costing when we go out there as well.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic initiative. It means a lot to myself and to yourself as well. We've got a little video now to show the viewers at home just some of the amazing work the foundation does.
Well, great work there from the Zambia project. If you want to find out more, head to the Cardiff Met Sport TV, Twitter or X as it's now known, to find out any more. So we're almost ready for this second half. What are we expecting from both sides here?
Probably more from the same from Met, just being confident out there, handling the ball well in these tough conditions, and we're playing away from our fans now, so it's going to be a bit difficult, but I expect Met to be very dominant out here from the tail from the first half.
It's good we've got hands to it, and Met have got the ball instantly in the Cyncoed rain as Morgan goes to the boot.
Oh, it's a great try. I mean, I couldn't do something like that. I'd probably pull a hamstring, Reece, but I mean, that's a great try from him.
I think that shows the confidence that this Cardiff Met side has got now. Instantly, they don't even have to think about it anymore. They're just trying it.
And also, when you do have confidence, it's not very. You don't really think about things like you say. So just reiterate what you said. It's very off the fly. Like trying different things, not being scared or afraid, which is always a good thing to see for rugby fans worldwide.
Swans claim the line out, and they'll go to the boot themselves here. Up for Goodrum to claim, and does. He sets off,
runs straight over him,
runs over Tim Davis. His first buck start, and he's well up for it. So the referee says anything goes there, and in the end, it's actually Cardiff Met who are penalised.
Question of ref decision there. For me, you can't let the game go like that and then call it straight away. I mean, we might see something completely what we're saying, but he's a man with a whistle, so we have to respect him, I guess.
It's Tal Rees kicks.
It's a big second half for Tal Rees as well. He has to be into the game. He started off really well, but as soon as Met starts to impose themselves, he needs to step up for his team here and really get on the ball and make things happen.
Well, he's a man with Scarlet's Academy experience.
He's definitely a player. He's a hell of a player.
This Swansea claim yet to level the line out. It's an area they've been pretty good in so far. As the wind is picking up here. Scrappy ball, Ewan Guy had hands over it, slowed it down. But it's still with Swansea University. Substitute scrum half on Griff Williams wearing 21 there. Gives into one of the other subs. Bradley Roderick, a lovely little pop into Case. Once again, making a few yards. It's a loose pass, but brilliantly picked up on the floor, actually. In to Chris Thompson.
It's like a bar of soap out there.
Juggled by Williams, but he's regained it. And the ref has gone back for a Swansea penalty.
You'd be happy as a Swans coach, Swans head coach. He's definitely 2 minutes into the game. They impose themselves in the game here, and actually, it's a really good start from Swansea. Yes, they're 26 points down, but they have to keep things 0-0 from the start. And anything has happened in BUCS rugby, as we've seen this season, Reese.
Yeah, there's been some big results, but also there's been some comebacks. There's been some thrills, some spills. That's what this league's all about.
Tell you what, he is a lucky boy there. Old Tal Rees.
Didn't find touch. Almost found Romajeng, which I think was the worst possible person to kick that ball into, but the bounce gave him a helping hand, and Swansea will have a line out deep inside the Cardiff Met 22. It's in. Well claimed. Shouts of heave from below us from the Swans fans. Austin at the back of it, looking to get movement. Theo Curry's in it, trying to urge his fellow forwards towards the line. Austin, within a few metres, dives.
Oh, it's a great try.
And Austin scores. And the Swansea have started the second half absolutely how they would have wanted to.
Well, you might say Austin Powers over the try line. Absolutely rampages. It's a great try. It's a great move and really good setup from Swansea. Again, that's what he wanted the first half. Is it a little bit too late? I guess we'll find out. But it's a really good second half from Swansea so far.
Well, the Swans will go home with at least a try this evening. They'll be expecting a lot more in this second half. You can see Austin at the back of it, controlling it. On the line and over it. As the kick comes in from Tal Rees. Flags go up, and that means the score is now Cardiff Met 26, Swansea 7.
The key word today has all been about confidence, so it's interesting to see how Cardiff Met react now to conceding a try and seeing if they still have that same confidence of playing with. I really need to see Romajeng on the ball. I don't think he's actually touched it in the second half, which I think Swansea would be pretty happy about. So I think if we get Roma on the ball, I think they'll make stuff happen, which is good.
Deep from Meyer. Return from Swansea into Benji Williams. Will he crash forward here? He lines up a man.
Tell you what, it's a massive collision that is from Benji Williams again.
Flattens him as Cowell gets it. Carries, makes a few yards again. Meyer. Brandon Harvey picks a line.
Great line from Brandon Harvey. Colossus of a man.
A lovely switch into Steph Davis, who found half a gap. Benji Williams again.
How many times did he get carried the ball well tonight, Benji Williams? He can do it all night, I reckon, with the Die Watts programme.
Little goose step from Meyer, but lost forwards.
Again, on the flip side, Swansea will be happy with that. Tight defensive line. A few big hits on Benji Williams, but Swansea are really happy with that.
Well, you mentioned a few big hits from Benji
here we
Williams. Here comes another
lines him
one.
up. Oh,
Kaboom.
there's a two. Two people he runs over, Benji Williams. And again, I will reiterate, I am so glad I'm in the commentary booth next to you, Reece. You can keep me safe, not on a rugby pitch out there.
Well, sort of having stood shoulder to shoulder with him, I don't fancy my chances against him. So, Swans have a scrum, which will be reset because the referee wasn't happy with that.
Yeah, it's always tough in these conditions. You tend to see people slip in the especially the front of the pack as well. It's just kind of discipline in these key areas because the last thing you want to see is cards in this game. It's been a great game, great watch. Even for the rain coming down for the fans from both sets, you just don't want to see cards this game because ultimately they'll determine the win or loss. So you want to keep 15 people on the pitch as much as you can.
Slashing down on the far side, but it's not putting a dampener on Cardiff Met spirit at the moment as they've got a big shove on there. It's a complete mess from Swansea and they're only going one way and that's backwards.
Straight down the M4 as they say.
If they go any further back they'll be back in Swansea. Lost. And the Met will have a scrum. Massive scrum from the Met pack there.
Momentum. You got Merrick, Cowell, Morris in there. You got to be happy with that. As a coach, you must be absolutely over the moon. That's all you practice for every week, every day, stuff like that. And I know by me being a hockey player, watching them in S&C, they're definitely pulling some weights about in there. So I know where the training's going.
Yeah, scrum coach Alan Williams will be pretty happy with how the scrum's gone tonight for the Met. Now they've got to put in a chance to get on the front foot themselves.
Absolutely horrid out there.
Morgan into Meyer. Gus Patterson runs into the 22. Morgan inside pass to Goodrum. Looked lively all evening.
Yallop on the ball. It's a great carry, that is. So much territory gained. Oh, Swansea again!
But after all that, good work at the breakdown from Swansea.
Yeah.
And they'll get a chance to clear their lines.
Oh, another breather. It's such a ferocious game so far, and I keep reiterating that. It's been such a fast pace. When the ball's in play, it has been honestly so fast paced. Massive collisions, and this is what the Archers, faithful especially, have come to see today.
Yeah, this is what BUCS rugby is all about.
Yeah.
Fast paced tempo rugby. Both teams want to play the right way. Both teams want to get on the ball and get their big players into the game.
It's a few deep breaths from Joel Cowell, I see, at the back of the line out now. It's going to be interesting to see how long he stays on the pitch. I think, personally, just because how much of an impact he had first half and how much of that energy he's kind of not wasted, but kind of used.
We've seen Tom Zuga.
Oh, he's on the ball, here we go.
Just coming on. Lost by Swansea. And Yallop drives forward. Morgan. Cowell again. Bashes off Gavin Cannon there. Even bashing off his own players now. So it's a lovely little spin and Cardiff Met are up to the 22 again. Penalty will be coming their way. Roy Morgan taken.
Interesting to see if they just try anything different.
They've got a free play, but it's Jordan Morris marauding forward the prop. Fling from
That's
Morgan.
a great pass.
Williams picks a line again. Morgan. Meyer.
Oh!
Looked high. Referee's got his arm out. Davis out to Goodrum. Looking to work some magic. Skips past two. Brandon Harvey.
I'll tell you what, Swansea defending very well here. Defending for their absolute lives.
Morgan. Snipes. Meyer plays scrum off and into Cowell again. Benji Williams again. Harvey picks, goes. Met keeping it tight, keeping it around the corners. But now Morgan will go wide.
Zhang off his wing there. Morgan.
Oh,
interception, but the referee will go back.
I got a bit excited there,
We'll
Reece.
go
Apologies.
back.
Yeah.
For a penalty.
Again, Swansea slowing that game down. You know, you said around the corners, I feel like they managed that really well. But again, the big physical presence of Joe Cowell really showing in the front pack for Cardiff Met today. Just anything around the breakdown, he always seems to be there. He has a knack, doesn't he? It's like a wasp round hernia or bee round hernia, as they say. He's always around there, always there. So it's good to see. Good to see him actually. You know, it's deep into the game for him, really. But it's good.
And the Swans fans there.
Tell you what, someone needs to give him a jacket. He is drenched.
Made their way down the M4. It's a wet one at Cyncoed. As Maya goes to the corner. Met trusting their line out this time.
Yeah, it's a great tool and a big advantage in here because they have really good backs and they can spread the pitch out wide, keep it tight for the first bit.
I think it's Evan Wood to feed. He's just come on. And he does feed. Getting Cannon. The Met working around the corner. Ewan Guy picks and goes. Stopped by the Swansea defence. Met within about 2 yards of the line. Keep it tight again. It's Brandon Harvey. Morgan.
Here we go.
Out to Maya. Oh. It's picked up by Porter Goodrum, who slams a man off. And gets Met back on the front foot. Easy for me to say. As Bradley Roderick comes away with it for Swansea.
No fullback here in place for Cardiff Met.
Swan know that. They tried to exploit it, but Maya was back to cover. And goes to the boot himself. Back into the Swans 22.
Oh, players are starting to slip out here, Reece.
A slip from Tal Reese. But it's cleaned up by the captain. Roma Zhang. Here he goes. Half beats the first man. But it's brought down as Cowell again. Been such a reliable receiver of the ball this evening.
It's a great counter ruck. But Swansea's unfortunate, really.
Maya, off the back of that counter ruck, goes to the boot, and it's long into the 22 behind Talreese, who has to go and get it. He's being chased down by Ewan Guy and Porter Goodrum.
Oh, it's a great chase. It's a great chase from the
brilliant tackle by Goodrum. But the Swans have survived. Keep the ball. Joe Cowell was diving over the top there. Out into touch from Swansea. And we'll have a chance to breathe again.
Yeah, it's an epic pace. It's intense, and it's everything I expected of a South Wales derby here. I think Swansea need to be quick in recognising there's no fullback and exploiting that, actually putting Cardiff Met.
There's a couple of subs that we will tell you about. Some impact players on. As Goodrum.
So Goodrum is a great step. And actually, he's a big man himself as well. He stepped the 6'5", so Goodrum showing he has a very good physical attributes.
Well, he might not look the tallest, but he can do just as much as Benji Williams when it comes to bashing men off.
I wonder if Benji would say that.
There's Barnaby Waddle on the field, passed a late fitness test for this game, and he's into the action now. About 25 to play. Slow ball for Morgan. Benji Williams. Aggressive into the carry again. Steph Davis being so good out from fullback when he's come into the play this evening. It's another one of the subs. That's Josh Hart wearing 20. He's into the 22. And Morgan stabs through.
Kick.
Steph Davis on the end of it. Kicks forward and scores. Steph Davis. That is absolutely brilliant. And it's all come again from the Rory Morgan boot.
Amazing. I'm gobsmacked here. That's a great Morgan, to even see that, it's majestic. And the weight of pass, weight of kick, and amazing for Met and for the ultras in the stand.
If not for a career in rugby, I think Roy Morgan would have made a pretty good footballer because he's pretty adept with his boot. A lovely little stab from Morgan. Davis, I like what Davis did there. He knew the ball was too low for him to pick up, so he just hacked it forward with his leg.
Yeah, he's having a little football skill you're talking about, off the shin pad, as they say, off the Sondiko shin pad perhaps. But I was like, it's a great touch, it was a great try.
And it'll be Meyer looking to add some more points to his tally. He's had a few tough ones this evening, and this one's another one of those. Out on the far side. Meyer goes high, but wide. As we've now got an update from our BUCS correspondent, Hugh Gwynn, who's been across everything Cardiff Met today. Hugh?
Well, it's been another great day of sport here at Cardiff Met. We'll start off with the water polo. The men's team, they won the league last week and they got a massive win against Bristol Uni 2s and they beat them 50 points to 3. Whilst the women's team, they unfortunately lost 24 points to 11 to Exeter. And then on to lacrosse next. The women's team beat Swansea 2s by 16 points to 3. And then in the football, the men's first team beat Harvey by 4 goals to 1. And then the scores so far in the BUCS Super Rugby is Leeds Beckett are beat Cardiff Uni 20 points to 19 earlier. Bath are currently losing 28 points to 19 to Durham, and the score between Hartbury and Exeter is 10 points each.
I understand you've been a busy boy this week, Hugh. Tell us a bit more about some of the action down at the tennis.
I have. So there's a pro tennis UTR tour going on at Cardiff Met at the moment. So it's a partnership between the UTR and the Progress Tour, and I've got to say, Reece, the standard of tennis is absolutely immense. There's players from across the world competing in the tournament, and it's a great chance to compete, learn and earn.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Hugh. You keep us brilliantly across all things Cardiff Met there. Remember, you can buy tickets for that tennis final on Sunday. It's a 10 a.m. start. Ball is loose, picked up and kicked into the Cardiff Met 22. Goodrum will gather, gives it off to Davis. Davis.
Oh, it's a great kick.
Goes to touch. And that was another pretty interesting phase of play there.
Yeah, it's kind of reached not a lull of the game, but just a bit of like a, not as high as intensity. I think both teams kind of feeling the pace potentially, which is always good to see. But we have a replay here.
So, yeah, lovely play, good hands considering the conditions
That's
as well.
Quick, dazzling feet, dazzling feet, and it's like I say, BUCS Super Rugby. That's all about it. We want flair, passion, and just desire, really. And we've seen that on show tonight.
Lots of subs have come on for Swansea and Cardiff Met. We'll update you on those as they appear in the game. For now, Swansea go to the boot in support of Goodrum.
So that's going to be really, really crucial, as we can say. Oh, quick tap and go.
Oh, a bit of a miscommunication there, but it's gathered well by Ross Mackay, who sets off.
Here we go.
Kicks downfield. And that
great kick from Ross Mackay
is a 50-22 from Ross Mackay. And the Met Ultras will love that one.
Ultras absolutely in disarray to see that. From the position he were in, then to have that composure and calmness was amazing to see. So I can only credit him, Ross, but it's a great kick and a good show of pace actually as well.
Well, he's wearing 22, Ross Mackay. He's just come on. 23 is Chris Johnson in the midfield. He's come on for Met as well. And wearing 20 is Josh Hart. He's on, as is that man there, Barnaby Waddle, who claims. into the dancing feet of Jack Walsh, the man with experience at London Irish. Club no longer going, of course, but still their legacy lives on.
Swansea doing well. Slow the ball down.
Into Josh Hart. Cian Richards on as well. At scrum half. He'll look to control things here. There's Met pick and go. You can see the line in sight again. They're very close to it. It's whipped out. And it's over yet again.
Great try.
Cardiff Met on the score sheet again. And it's proven to be a very fruitful night for the Met at Cyncoed campus.
Yeah, once again, from the line out, we've been really successful all night with the line out and actually building phases, not being afraid to shovel the ball into the front pack and get them little margins. And when we whip the ball out, 1v1 with defence, and not afraid to go at them, which is a great try.
Wearing the red boots, the try scorer Chris Johnson into the squad this week.
Red boots, because he's on absolute fire, Reece, if you might ask, since he's coming on.
He's had horrible luck with injuries over the last few years, so he'll be absolutely delighted to get on the score sheet there.
Yeah, and when we speak to Danny Milton, talking about the Saturday side and the Wednesday, they're all one team, 50 odd players actually playing for the badge, and they just love playing for Cardiff Met Rugby, whether it be Saturday or Wednesday. So we love to see injured players doing so well.
As Ross Mackay looking to get his first points of the night, unsuccessful on this occasion. And that means the score is now Cardiff Met 36, Swansea University 7.
Ross Mackay will be disappointed with the kick, but he will not be disappointed with this one. Absolutely boots it down the end of the pitch. 15-22. See you later. Thank you very much.
Once again, the Met restart claim not
Stop being up to scratch tonight, Reece.
Standards,
no, just kick off.
As it's Bradley Roderick. Out wide but lost, and Steph Davis picks up, sets off, gives the ball out. But lost forward.
Absolute coach down in front of us
Gus
here.
Patterson.
Got a full brunt of that one.
Steph Davis, he's been so adventurous this evening though at fullback. Every time he gets into the play, you see that grey scrum cap coming in, you know something special is about to happen.
Yeah, you know it, but you can't always see it. He is so quick. And again, it's awareness to be able to be quick, but be able to release the ball at a time, or to offload it or kick it, whatever it may be. His awareness on the pitch is amazing to see from such a young player. You can't buy that, Reece.
Well, the Met Archers happy there. They were flinging their hats about off screen. Bit of confusion about whose ball it is, I think. It's fairly clear that Gus Patterson knocked that ball on. And in the end, we finally reached the right decision. And the Swans will have the ball at the scrum, with Griff Williams looking to feed his forwards.
I will say that for the refs had a really good game tonight, really solid, really controlled the tempo of the game, and yeah, credit to him so far.
I think the biggest credit we can give him is that you haven't noticed him.
No, yes, it's a good old saying that is around the pub table. Love that saying.
Despite his very, very, very pink shirt.
Were you in the pink hat? You'd love that.
Bradley Roderick. Lovely pop pass into the man of the moment, Rory Case.
Oh, it's a great tackle.
It's a great tackle on him, as you said. Ian Bizzle off the bench, kicks forward. Steph Davis does well to gather. Now the Met will have to start an attack from their own 22. It's carried forward by Connell Couch, who's on in the place of Joe Cowell, who had an absolutely tremendous evening.
Absolute stormer from Joe Cowell. Man, so far, you might man of the match, can't lie. Even though
we'll come to your player of the match in a bit, Reece. But
gone a bit early, but so far, no.
Kicked from Swansea, but Cardiff Met regathered and find themselves with the ball inside the Swansea half. As Couch takes it up. Cian Richards. Little pass off to another one of the try scorers, Chris Johnson.
Once again, Cardiff Met taking the sting out of the game, not being afraid, just go to their forwards. Oh!
But as soon as you see that,
carry.
Yallop sets off.
Yallop did that twice now on commentary, to be fair to him. Great carries from both times.
Aggressive carry from Evan Wood as well. A bit of a miscommunication and a juggle, but well cleaned up by Josh Hart. Gets Met back on the front foot. Those hands in there, but legally the referee says ball.
I think just from the patterns of play that we've seen during this game, I think Met have done really well in like the kind of like the periods of the game where they've not been at their best. They've been really composed in the midfield, so they've been really good.
Well, as you can see here, Alan Williams getting a bit too close to the action.
Too close to the action. He's done well though.
Yeah.
He's got it quite quick, to be fair. It wasn't a 10 count, but he did well.
Well, he doesn't look too happy about it, but I'm sure he'll be smiling inside.
I've never really seen him smile, Reece, either, to be honest, so he probably loves it.
The former Newport prop there. You can see him down there now.
Barking out instructions.
Back in business. The fall hasn't affected him. As Swansea have made a mess of that and stolen it. So Hurley there with some clever play, and the Met just let him have the ball. I don't know what happened.
It's a great rip. It's a great grip from the Swansea hooker.
Bradley Roderick out from Case to the wing.
A bit of possession in midfield area as well for Swansea, not that we haven't seen that a lot in the second half, and they've got a really good territory, and they've got to continue doing this, applying pressure to Cardiff defence.
Zuga.
It's a great pass. Oh, well met! Tackle.
And we could hear the impact there on Paula Fafita.
Zuga again.
The Met can smell a turnover here.
Here we go.
And the Met have got a turnover. Brilliant work over the breakdown by the captain, leading by example again. It's the Scotland 20s international Ewan Guy. And we're off.
Taken quickly, here we go.
We're off for Cian Richards. And now we're wide. Jack Walsh. Now Swansea University win their own turnover.
But probably the first poor decision we've seen Steph Davis make tonight. You know, big momentous tackle in the midfield area. They win the penalty, decide to take it quick, and actually runs into trouble. Oh,
that's a big tackle from Barnaby Waddle, showing no signs of the injury that had him as a doubt for this game. And then as soon as Ewan Guy got in here, he could smell a turnover. I'm not sure if Ewan Guy was involved in the tackle there and therefore should have released, but we'll let him off on this occasion. Like all good flankers, he was playing right on the edge of the laws.
And a great archer as well, so we will let him off on this occasion.
If you haven't seen it, he did a brilliant interview with one of our media teams last week on Cardiff Met Sport TV Instagram. Quite emotional actually after the game last week. I think the last few weeks before that were difficult as a captain, having to sort of console the team after defeat, but
the Archers are well and truly back. Mentally tough, mentally challenging, mentally tough. He's just got to have to again understand it's not in the wrong terms, and all about him. It's a team effort, and you know it's a team effort on the winning side and the losing side. So I congratulate him on his wins and his losses because it makes him a better player in person.
Well, there's nothing more. There's no finer example of a team than a scrum. You know, you've got to be a good team to have a good scrum. You've all got to be communicating well, making sure you're in tandem, and we'll see. Hopefully here from both sides, two scrums working well. This is Cian Richards, the feed.
Absolute great contest from Met here.
The Met get a big shove forward. And the referee rewards that big shove with a penalty.
Oh, here we go.
As a little scrap has kicked off.
The frustration pouring out between the two sides here.
And it's all going off in this South Wales derby. Down in front of us. Players piling on each other. Pushing and shoving. Lots of grabbing from both sides.
Still in the midfield battle.
Not something we want to celebrate in BUCS rugby. But it's a passionate game.
this passionate game. Sometimes it spoils over, and the referee's done really well here, maintaining his distance, looking at who's a protagonist in these situations, and calling them both line judges in now, just have a discussion. And it's just a bit of handbags, really, Reece. You know what I mean? It happens in the South Wales derby, and I just don't think anything should come out of this. Don't spoil a good game, and just keep Met ball, I'd say, and then we're good to go.
Well, the referees will have their post-fight debrief now.
Who have you got winning that one, Reece?
I've got that one as a draw.
Draw, that's a great answer.
So I think he's going to make the sensible decision here. Just speak to both you and Guy and Rory Case, the two captains, and just let them know that behaviour is not acceptable on the rugby field.
No.
And not something we want to see in BUCS Rugby, although understandable with the magnitude of the game.
But you've also noticed the Swansea crowd are now on the edge. Cardiff penalty, like it should be.
So we've got a rig replay of the actions. As you can see, it was a push from Alex Bairstow on Josh Hart that kicked it off, and then boiling over there.
It's not what you want to see. It's not what we want to see.
Not what we want to see. But that is a part of rugby. As is a line out, and that is claimed by Met.
It's a great line out. Great push we got here from Cardiff Met.
The Met moving forwards.
Again, that reverse pass from Morgan, the scrum half from Met. We've seen it constantly all night. It must be something they've been working on in this week.
Yeah, they tried it out with varying effects. As Conal Couch comes forward, he's well tackled. In on the crash is Gus, the bus Patterson.
I think for the viewers back home, it's clear to see the fitness of these two sides, like the physicality and the endurance here, both enduring here, is amazing to see in a BUCS sport, and this is why it's BUCS Super Rugby, I guess, and this is why we get the big crowds, and this is why Met are winning 36-7, because they're just kind of finding that edge, find a bit of momentum in these key areas of the battle, and once again, penalty towards Met, the scoreboard pressure, and time's running out for Swansea.
Yeah, into the last 10 minutes. If you're just joining us here, we've seen a pretty fantastic performance from Cardiff Met.
Complete.
A double for Zheng, tries for the number 8. Benji Williams crashed over early on. He really set the tone tonight. Also tries for Chris Johnson. And I'm actually struggling to think who the other try was scored by.
God, it's been so many. Me and you both, eh? Me and you both.
But Swansea's only try of the evening so far was a line-out try for Will Austin. As Gus Patterson crashes in.
All night he's been attacking that same line.
And gets the men up to the 5-metre line. Ben Murphy into the contact. Barnaby Waddle. Ewan Guy waits, but it goes past him and it goes to Conal Couch.
Some man overloaded on the right side if they use the ball well.
Kim Richards.
Met here.
Kim Richards controlling things from the base. It's out into Ardal Yarra.
Lots of numbers on the short side and the right side here. Just get the ball wide and we have a try coming from Met.
They go tight instead. They're within about a yard. It's very, very close here. Ball went loose but picked up.
Great pick
by Ben Murphy. And now the prop is over for his try.
What do I know, eh? I said go wide. He decides to pick and roll and gets a try. It was a great effort and great disguise as well, going on this blind side from where the other players were. It was a great try.
Well, I think they benefited from the ball going slightly loose there. So the ball goes actually slightly loose out of this ruck, and then Ben Murphy goes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Just gets himself over that line.
Cash dollar try, as they say as well, here in Cardiff Met.
So it's Mackay missed his only kick of the evening so far, but it was a tough one. This one's definitely a much easier one. Could be his first points.
That Swansea crowd, they've been at it all night, and fair play to them, even in the rain and scores down.
Yeah, good to have so much energy.
Yeah.
As Mackay does get his first points of the evening, and that means the score is now Cardiff Met 43, Swansea University 7.
Absolute great discipline in his performance and Met in the second half, even in the pouring rain, handling the ball really well.
Yeah, Swansea started both halves well, but Met, their confidence and quality showed as they're coming away again. Yeah. But no, it is still in the Cardiff Met hands. As Evan Wood, he was calling for that ball there, and he's coming in on it.
We've got 4 minutes here. See if Cardiff Met can get a little big 50 on the scoreboard. That'd be a great result for Swansea. For Cardiff Met, sorry.
Ewan Guy carried there.
Oh,
Mackay,
it's a great kick.
The little dink. Will it be gathered?
It's a knock on, I think.
An air kick. It's all a bit scrappy and loose.
Ooh.
Picked up by the experienced Bradley Roderick, though. In the end.
Yeah, I thought it was a knock on. I seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it did look a knock on, and
it's great
fair play to the
the
assistant referee. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
There's a little fracas again.
It's all about pride as well. Like South Wales derby, it's been a tough evening for Swansea in terms of scoreboard, but I don't think anyone can fault their aggression and their determination on the pitch. It's just the scoreboard just shows reflective of how clinical Cardiff Met have been in the key areas of the game.
Yeah, I think Swansea can take a fair few positives, especially in defence this evening. They've been, they've had to sort of defend some big carries from the Met.
Yeah.
This could have been a lot worse than this scoreline. This is.
Brandon Harvey just stand out Yallop as well, just carrying the ball with Williams as an 8 for Cardiff Met, the starting 15. They've been amazing tonight, and I just think that them carries and high impact carries are just kind of just taking a toll on them. Maybe in the kind of lull stages where Cardiff Met will be able to pick the game up by the scruff of the neck and continue to put scoreboard pressure on. Because they haven't scored that many penalties here, Reece, today, but actually try conversion rate when they've gotten to 22 has been outstanding.
Yeah, Cardiff Met haven't actually scored. There hasn't been a single penalty in the whole game, which I think is credit to BUCS Rugby and the standards.
Yeah, for sure.
That people want to score tries. We don't want to settle for penalties. We want to.
They're bored, isn't they? Yeah, penalties down the middle.
We want to back our attacking play to get us a try.
Show and go.
A lovely show and go from Gus Patterson. He's a man who backs himself to get a try. Josh Hart. Taken in by Gethin Cannon. It's wide now.
Oh, it's a great tackle by the Swansea wing out there.
Yeah, fantastic work in defence from Swansea. It's Connell Couch. Kieran Richards looks right, goes right. Shouts of a try, and it's given.
Great try by Cardiff Met.
And it's the USA flyer, Porter Goodrum, on the end of it. And no less than his performance deserves.
No, absolutely not. Credit to him. All game has been absolutely like an eagle, I'd say, actually, on that wing. Just like a great eagle on the wing, just attacking the winger. He knows he's been in the game, to be fair to the winger. And yeah, Portman's been outstanding today, as we can see here.
Like an eagle. He's absolutely rapid. He's aggressive as well.
Excellent dive as well.
Yeah, beautiful finish.
Excellent dive.
Adds a bit of style points as well.
What are you giving out of 10 there? For the old dive.
As we're into the 80th minute. As Ross Mackay lines up another difficult one right on the touchline. Tested their kickers this evening, Cardiff Met, with the areas they scored the tries in. Mackay skews it wide. Referee looks at his watch, but we will play on. I think we're getting to the point of the evening where I ask you for your player of the match.
It's tough. Again, both teams have been amazing. Cardiff Met have been absolutely ruthless in attack. But I'm going to go for the number 8, Williams, for Cardiff Met. I thought he carried the ball really, really well in the key areas here. And I will go for Williams, I think, for Cardiff Met here.
So Benji Williams is the winner of the Reece Payne Man of the Match
Reece
award.
Payne Man of the Match, prestigious that is. That should be a thing from now on, I think. But yeah.
It's the Archers are dancing there. You can see them on the far side, dancing away. They know this game is won.
The old LA chants. You'd love to be in that, Reece. I know you.
Yeah,
the man of football as well. You'd love to be in them chants.
They'll have the South Wales Derby bragging rights this evening.
Yes, they will.
Their second win against Swansea University this season. Of course, this is round 10, so this is the first time that the sides are playing against a side they've already played. And the Met have the bragging rights in both fixtures.
It really shows actually that they're not forced to kick the ball out or they want to. They want to get points on the board here and really put a statement on this game.
Good run, flings it into Davis. Looking to buy a yard. Instead goes for the boot. Kicks up over the halfway. As it's in to Case. He beats a man. And gets his hands free and gets it out to Tim Davis. He's well marshalled by Cian Richards. As it's popped off into the hands of Zuga in the end, who's carried forward and thwarted by Gethin Cannon. Alex Pearce though into the contact. Roderick pops it off.
Great hands by the Swansea side.
Lovely hands, but that's a brilliant tackle from Chris Johnson. Just absolutely stopped that.
Chopped him down
dead.
like a big old tree. That one, a big old oak tree.
Referee blown up for a penalty.
I think that's the first time in the game, Reece. Maybe a bit slightly unfair, but actually Swansea going for the hands, short passes, getting across the game line of Cardiff Met. It's still good to see that they still want to affect this scoreline and game.
Oof. As that ball finds touch right down on the Cardiff Met 5 metre.
Knowing the nature of Danny Milton here, he wants definitely to keep out Swansea in this area here. They've been training all season for these kind of moments, and right at the death, can they keep just down to one try? And I think they'll be really proud of this performance and of the one try if they do.
Well, we saw Ewan Guy there struggling with cramp a bit.
Yeah, he's
shows
been
how much
everywhere.
He's put into this match this evening. The Cardiff Met Ultras burst into action, but so does the Swansea Maul.
It's a great heave on by
Sal
Cardiff Met
Hurley
here.
at the back of it. Met have done well to disrupt it though. They've got to come out of the Maul, and they're going right up towards the line.
Just held up just so short, yeah. Good defence by Cardiff Met.
Bizarre defence from the Met there, but they have managed to keep them out for the moment. Swansea go tight again.
The ref
and the referee is giving it. And the Swans have got another one late on here. And it's Zuga, Tom Zuga, who comes up with the ball.
Yeah, he had a great passion to play in the midfield area just not long ago, and he actually made a really big impact in his last 5 minutes off the bench, so I think he's been really good. And Swansea, credit to him where credit's due, they've been really at it all game, and the scoreline probably doesn't reflect how much effort they put in, but just the clinical nature of Cardiff Met. So it's good to see them score 2 tries, and I think that's probably a fair reflection of the second half.
This will be the final play of the match. The players, Swansea players, not making their way back into their own half. So the match will end with a boot of Tal Rees. Will he be able to add 2 more to the Swansea score? The answer to that question is no.
Oh, very controversial ending here.
Is
Cardiff Met.
that Cardiff Metropolitan University have won this South Wales derby by 48 points to 12. The Archers claim their bragging rights in the South Wales derby. And Reece Payne, what are your reflections as we watch the Archers celebrate?
Oh, it was a ferocious start, like we said, end to end almost. The kicking game was won by Cardiff Met throughout the whole game. I thought the backs were great today. As Roma Zhang, Davis and Goodrum was class today, and I generally thought the ball handling was really good from Met, and I think a very good disciplined performance where Gardner would be great. Yeah, thank you very much.
So we're wrapping up. Reece Payne, thank you very much for joining me. And we're wrapping up, and it's been a brilliant night here at Cardiff Met. And the final score is Cardiff Met 48, Swansea University 12. So we've got Roma Zheng's just coming into the studio. We're just setting him up now. As we just wait, we see the Archers fans celebrate.
And we'll get this issue sorted. Yeah, that's recent. Yeah.
Look at it or look at you?
Look at man.
Look at man, look at man.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Reese and Reese in the commentary booth. I'm delighted to say I am joined by Cardiff Met star winger Roma Zheng. Roma, what a performance. You've got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, buzzing. We said we wanted to just roll over from last week, and I think the boys did a good job in putting another good performance out and just getting a good shift in before the Christmas break.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a personal note, couple tries for you tonight. That first one for yourself, electric, from inside RN22 all the way to the try line. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, well, it's when people are putting their ball on a plate for you like Rory, and we're getting good distribution. It's, you know, you got to finish them, and just I'm lucky I've got teammates inside me that know how to get the ball into the right areas, and I was just lucky enough to finish them.
Great stuff. And in terms of tonight, it was a South Wales derby. Good to get one over on the rivals?
Oh, 100%. I mentioned it to the boys that my years of being here, we've played Swansea, we play them twice a year, we beat them at their place, but they've beaten us here every time. I said that needs to change because it's my last year, and I can't leave on a Swansea loss, because, you know, these games, we talk about emotionally filled games, and look what it means to other people. Like, you know, these are games you need to win. I'm just happy we won.
Yeah, we see the thunderclap from the Archers there. It's got to be great scoring a try at that end in front of them.
Oh yeah, well it's been a while, to be fair. I don't think I've scored in this corner for a while, actually. But yeah, no. Look at Steph going through there. Like he just creates, and then yeah, I was lucky enough to slip the tackle off. But yeah, like, credit to Steph. When it comes to beating defenders, there's not many 15s better.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, Roma, I know you've got a team talk to get to, so I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. And from Roma Zheng to Cardiff Met forwards coach Alan Williams. Alan, can you sum up your thoughts on the game from a forwards perspective?
Oh, from a forwards perspective, I thought we played really well tonight. Our scrum went well, line out was good. A little bit iffy defensively wise, we were rushing off the line instead of controlling our defensive speed. But all in all, you can't be disappointed with a result like that, really, against a spirited Swansea side. Saw what they did to us last year here. So, you know, we had that on our minds today.
Yeah, last week we saw a great scrum performance. Are you just as happy this week with what you saw in the pack?
Yeah, in the first half we were really good. We'd worked on something different this week, as I knew they'd expect us to go at them big style, but we looked at manipulating the scrum to get Benji, Williams and Rory off the scrum quickly. And that really paid off for us in the first half, and we dominated scrum-wise as well, and we won a few penalties, but a little bit disappointed with the second half. We didn't stick at it, but they didn't bother us. You know, their scrum wasn't good enough to bother us, but we could have been better, really.
Okay, and then looking forward to next week, biggest game of the season once again, it's the Cardiff clash. A victory like this must set you up quite nicely for that one.
Yeah, but they're hitting the run of form as well. They played well today, so, you know, it's always a tough game against Cardiff at Cardiff, you know. So we'll prepare, you know, we'll look at some different things that we can do. We'll assess what they do well, and, you know, I can assure you we'll be prepared for it. And mentally, I think the boys are starting. The performance last week did a lot for us, and I think mentally we were a little bit off it tonight, but we'll have to be really on it next week to get a win again.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the players who got involved in the action tonight. We saw you getting a little bit closer than you'd maybe like to down the wing. Can you talk us through what happened here?
Well, it's lucky I'm so nimble on my feet. That would actually have killed a normal bloke. Look, I was more worried I'd lost my hat. I was hoping, because it was right underneath the tower here, that you'd missed that, but
no,
hey-ho.
We've got eyes and ears everywhere, Alan.
Yeah, clearly.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Alan. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
We'll let you get back to the team. Well, that's it for tonight. On a freezing cold evening, Cardiff Met certainly brought the heat. Next week will be the Cardiff Clash. We'll be previewing that live here on Cardiff Met Sport TV with an Up the Archer studio show. Until next week, take care. Good night.
I've played in Welsh derbies. I've commentated on Welsh derbies. But there's not a Welsh derby quite like the Cardiff Clash.